Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to go over compound curves and go over a few examples of when you would use compound curves and how Civil 3D will help you create compound curves. So first of all, I'm just going to explain what a compound curve looks like. So basically, a compound curve is two curves that are attached tangentially. So if I were to draw a line like this, and then I draw another circle that is of a different radius and attached at the same point, then these two circles are attached tangentially in this location. So what does this look like when you have an arc? So if I were to just trim off these two circles, it will become more apparent. So if I were to trim this, you could see how these two circles, well, they're different radius, but they're attached tangentially to each other at this point. So how does this help us? If we had some kind of object here, let's say there was like a tree or something, and we want to avoid it, well, we can draw another circle that's of a different radius, a sharper curve to avoid that object. And then we can have something that looks like this. Now we avoided that object by using a different radius curve, and it's still tangential to the original curve. How does Civil 3D help us create compound curves? I'm going to go over this example. The idea is to avoid these objects here. And let's say the original curve here was 1,000 radius curve. You can see how it kind of impacts this object. Let's try using a different curve. Let's use 700, 600. And now you can see it impacts this object. So neither curve kind of works in this location. So we're going to most likely have to use a compound curve. But first, I'm just going to draw a few outlines just to give us an idea of what's going on, because I will have to delete this alignment. Okay. So first, I'm going to have to delete this arc. But we got these white arcs to show what 1,000 radius curve and a 700 or 600 meter radius curve looks like. So first of all, I'm going to have to create another floating curve that's going to clear the first object. So I'm going to click over here and try to clear this one. So of course I'm going to try to weave it through, but you could see that I can't use a simple curve to go around both objects. So I'm gonna just clear the first object only. And then I'm gonna use this free curve fillet command. So I'll select the first curve and then this tangent. And it's gonna ask whether it's a compound or reverse curve. In this case, it's a compound curve. And then I will do, let's try 1,000 radius curve. Okay, 1,000 radius curve clears this object. So what do these curves look like? You could see here the first curve is almost 400 meters, and then the second one is 1,000. And we can play around with these. Use 1100 and then it changes. But you can get an idea of how we managed to clear both objects with the compound curve in this case. Another example I want to go over is how we can use compound curves to tie into existing track. So I'm going to create a new alignment. So let's say we got this track, and what I want to do is I want to tie into this track with a different tangent. Let's do something like this. And I want to tie in here. So first I'm going to quickly create a best fit arc. Ideally you already have a best fit alignment, but I'm just going to do this very quickly. So I'm just going to exclude some of these points. And then I'm going to use a 3-point arc in this case. So don't need that anymore. Now this is the arc I'm trying to tie into, and this is the new tangent. So same kind of idea. We'll use free fillet curve. I'm going to select the tangent and then the arc, and then compound, and let's try 300 meters. And there we go. So just going to minimize this so you can see the original arc. This red line and the gray line was about 730 meters. And then the new one is 300, and you can see the tie-in kind of ends here, or yeah, it ends there. If you want a tighter tie-in, you can reduce this curvature 200. Now it goes less tie-in. And if you want a smoother tie-in, you can go 400. There's a longer tie-in, but it's more space taken up by the tie-in now. And that was a quick overview of compound curves. Thanks for watching. Bye.